7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
And there you are, 385 pounds of engine and transmission going into place. Notice that our World War II veteran held up that crank handle very nicely. We don't ask him to do the heavy lifting, he just is our mascot, if you will. Now, then with the real weight, not much brains go in the rear to pull up this whole unit. And in front now is a 3-point suspension that's being installed. Model Ts came with an unusual ability to travel over very bad roads. This whole combination approximates a 1924 Roadster pickup. And even though the parts are all different, we had to do that in order to be able to do this kind of a project. Originally, this truck came with wooden spoke wheels. But we can't do it with wooden spoke wheels because you have to take the bearings off. In the case of the 26-27 wheels that are on here, we're able to use lug nuts. We don't apologize for the fact that this is a trick car, simply because you couldn't possibly do it any other way. So it's not roadworthy, it's just fun. And when we get done, and if it starts, and when it starts, we're going to drive right over the people standing over there. But we do give you a medal afterwards saying I was run over by a Model T in Manassas. So what's happening now is this engine that sits there is a combination of engine and transmission shared by the same oil pan. A Model T does not have a water pump, does not have an oil pump, does not have a fuel pump. Consequently, splash oil system is what keeps things lubricated. On the top, Ed Bryant, Ed, point to the coil box, please, since you're there. Coil box. On top of the engine is a coil box, 4 coils, 1 for each cylinder, which was put on top of the 26-27 engines. Earlier, they were on the dash. Wally Hunt, can you reach across there and show them the high speed, the lever? Okay, right there. That's now in the brake position, although there is no brake by hand to the rear wheels. Put it in neutral, please. Put the brake lever in neutral, please. Wally, there you go. In neutral, neutral. Sheila, credit cards. Okay, now it's in neutral position, and all the way forward is high speed. Somebody over there is listening. Dick, high speed. High speed, high speed. There you go, Dick. Now, there are 3 pedals on a Model T, and this is the only car that came with 3 pedals into the 20s. The outside pedal, meaning the outside of the car, is a clutch and low speed. The center pedal is reverse, push forward to go backwards, and the center pedal, closest to me, is a brake which goes to the transmission. So in reality, when you're stopping the car, you're actually stopping the crankshaft on the car. So it means that when you come to a stop, you better have your clutch in or the engine will stall. They're putting in the U-joint now, and the differential will go on with shackles. How are we doing, Sheila?
We are at 4 minutes.
You said we've only taken 2 minutes so far. So you see, you're doing very well, guys. Just keep it up. We'll beat our record time yet. One of the other things that's terribly critical about Model Ts is that you understand that age-old statement, you can have any color as long as it was black. Wrong. Wrong. The first Model T came out in 1908. Black wasn't even available. Red, gray, green, and blue. However, you're right as well. Let me explain why I said that. In 1914, banner year for the Ford Motor Company, the production had increased to such a degree that they couldn't get the regular paint to dry fast enough. So they sent people around the world looking for the least expensive, best fast-drying paint. And they didn't go to Japan to find this. Somebody thought I said that earlier. They found the color called Japan Black, which they used from 1914 through 1925. During those years, you could have any color as long as it was black. The 26-27, because sales fell off, they again came back with muted colors, black fenders, light brown, light gray, light green. 30 colors. As far as numbers are concerned, there were 15,007,000 Model Ts made from 1908 through May of 1927. By that time, the sales had fallen off so drastically that Edsel was able to convince Henry, a stubborn old mule, that he had to come up with a better car. 6 months later, the car that more of you familiar with, the Model A, came out. But it wasn't the first Model A because the quadricycle was a Model A, and that came out in 1904. The Model T has a 20 horsepower engine, and the Model A has a 40 horsepower engine. The Model T has a stick shift. The Model A has a stick shift. The Model T doesn't. This is the body of a roadster pickup. You remember I said something about the gas tank? Well, I didn't, but I'm telling you, the gas tank in the ordinary Model T earlier was under the seat. You sat on it, so that gravity feed to the carburetor. Well, that was okay unless you came to what we call a 6-gallon hill or a 7-gallon hill or an 8-gallon hill, which meant as you're going steep up the hill with only a 4-inch drop from the fuel tank to the carburetor, you'd actually run out of gas. So they learned they had to back up the hill. Some folks think the car had more power in reverse than it does in forward. That's not true. It's only a lack of supply of fuel. How are we doing, Sheila?
6.5 minutes.
Hey guys, you're taking 3 minutes now. Not
Oh my
bad.
God.
I knew I couldn't trust you, and you're proving it. There. As far as body styles are concerned, this truck didn't come this way from the factory. Not only did the parts not meet in the factory, but in 25, there was no metal pickup bed until the end of 25, 26, 27. So if you see a roadster pickup Model T with a wooden bed on it, it means it was made before the end of 1925. Edsel was not able to convince Henry that people wanted a commercial vehicle until that late. So you notice this has the Ford emblem on it, so we know it was built sometime at the end of 25, 26, 27. The other body styles, and by the way, this started with what we call a turtle deck, a little bit of a trunk. The farmers knew that if they just took off 4 bolts, that trunk came off, and they could build a wooden pickup bed. So you could go to church on Sunday in a nice car, and go to work all week long with a pickup bed on the back. As far as other body styles are concerned, this week Henry didn't do a very good job on tops, so we decided to give the driver a little more shade from their customer. This car now has a fuel tank, which is on the cowl, and which somebody's going to put some gas in here in a moment. And then you'll notice that the radiator is they're getting ready to put that in. We drain it so that everything is on the ground as you saw before. People have asked about brass. Why doesn't the car have any brass? Gas in there, Wally, over there behind you. Behind you, there you go. So we just put enough gas in there to get it to run because we don't want to store it and have a problem with the fuel buildup. Then the water is going to go in the radiator. Anyway, the first cars came out with brass headlights. No starter, no generator. And it wasn't until 1919. Here we go.
Wait a minute.
Model T sound that way.
Take the spark and come down. The other one, push it up as high as you can.
Sometimes the fittings.
Well, they're going to once they get it started.
See? We'll get there.
I like this.
Now you're ready. Ready? Go.
Yay! Yay!
They're gonna push it.
Yeah, watch.